haircut. That what they should do their God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To approve the agenda as presented.
Do that when we, roll call first.
Do we do roll call?
No, we didn't do that yet. Pretty hard.
Oh, no, I guess not. Okay. We'll have a roll call. Rich Huber is here. Here.
Yep.
Jerry Anderson. Bill Messenger.
Here.
Marty Vitek. Okay, so we have the form. Okay, so now we'll have the approval of the agenda. I'll make a motion. Okay, motion, by Gary. I'll second by Bill. Approve the agenda presented. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, next would be the change of promise for Mary.
Not online.
She's online?
She's not.
She's not? Oh, okay. So, well, I guess we'll keep on going and we'll have, public comment period. Anyone is interested at 3 minutes to speak. Is there any public comment? Is there any public comment? Anything online? Any public comment? Okay, hearing none. We'll close the public comment period. Next is approval of the minutes for the June 4th meeting.
Richard.
Yes,
I make a motion that we approve this as Bridget.
okay. We'll approve the meeting as agenda for minutes as presented. Need a second. And second for Gary. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carried. Next would be the DNR report and for fisheries. That Jason.
I'm Jason with Fisheries, out of Ashland, Iron County. So we did a few surveys this spring in Ashland County. The biggest one is Lake Galilee. Currently we have a crib clerk on Lake Galilee monitoring people, what they're catching. When they come back to the boat landing, the crib clerk will be out there continuously, except for the month of November. Starting back up December 1st through the end of game fish season, which was probably March 3rd. So there'll be a crib clerk out at the landing almost every day this winter. We're going to be stocking Day Lake and Augustine Lake with walleyes. Augustine Lake had a winter kill a few years ago. We're trying to replenish some of the walleyes back in there. Day Lake is going to be drawn down for dam repairs starting this winter. Or this fall, so Day Lake will be pretty low. But I think the power company said they have to go down about 4 or 5 feet to get all the repairs they need done on the dam. Which will take it pretty much down to the base flow or river channel flow. So you might get a few comments about that in the near future. It was posted in a few of the papers and whatnot about the drawdown. If they can't get there this year, we'll postpone a drawdown until next year, but we're going to get it done this year. They're also be fixing the Phillips Dam, Solberg Dam, and Musser Dam this year too. So there's a lot of moving parts there that.
If you draw the water down over the winter, isn't that going to kill all the fish?
So we're going to shock it tonight. We're going to mark all the fish that we get. We're going to clip their tail a little bit, and then as we draw it down, we're going to monitor below the dam. And I'm assuming a lot of them are going to either go upstream or downstream. So we're going to monitor, see if those fish that we clipped tonight when we shock it are going to be going downstream, which we assume they will be. And then a lot of them, just like when you pour out a minnow bucket, a lot of the minnows keep swimming up the bucket. They don't all dump out right away and start dumping the water out. So a lot of times when you open a dam up, they don't all just flush out. of the river, they just keep going up, so. What we're suspecting is a lot of the smaller fish, when you push all these fish into one little area. They eat like kings, so the bass will get bigger, the muskie will get bigger, because they're eating all the smaller fish that are out there. So a drawdown is always not a bad thing, for the fact that it helps take a lot of the stunted population and gets them eaten out of there, because they can't hide anymore, they can't go under a bog, they can't go into weeds. They're all with their bigger friends out there, so it's not always a bad thing. The Forest Service will be monitoring it every day during the drawdown, so they'll be monitoring the flow, the lake level, and then the dissolved oxygen leading out there too, to make sure that if it starts to get too low, then we'll just have to raise the dam up again a little bit. Other surveys we did this spring were Mineral Lake and then Meter Lake, just to monitor what was out there this spring for walleyes, pike, and bass. This fall we're doing Day Lake. We're gonna monitor before we stock walleyes in there, we like to shock it to make sure that they didn't have a really good year class of walleyes already. Make sure we're not stocking on top of a really good year class already. So Day Lake and Augustine is what we'll shock this fall before they're stocked, just to make sure that there's not a good year class out there that we're stocking on top of. This summer we shot Devil's Creek near Mellon, and then we shot Morgan and Morgan Falls Creek near Morgan Falls, the recreation area there.
Another question.
Sure.
When you shock it, what happens? How do you shock it?
So what we do is we take a boat with two booms in the front of it, electrodes dropping down off the front. We have a generator in a boat. We put electricity into the water. The fish are stunned, but they're not harmed or hurt. So they roll up to the surface, you net them. We have a tank in the boat, we put them in there. Once we get around the lake, we measure them. Like on Day Lake tonight, we'll be clipping them to mark that we've handled that fish. And then we let them go again. But once you put them in a tank, it takes them about 30 seconds to a minute to get out of their stunned state, and then they're back to normal again. We do it at night because they come close to the shore. Our electroshocking gear is only effective to about 4 feet deep. So we can't go in the middle of the lake in the middle of the day and shock them, because we're not gonna, for one, they won't float up to the surface because they'll be too deep. And second, our gear is only effective probably 2 feet out from the boat and about 4 feet down. So we do it at night. We do it when the water's getting cooler also. If the water's too warm, I can't generate enough electricity with the generator to create enough current to shock the fish. So we like the water temps below 65 to do it effectively. So we'll be shocking for the next month and a half on various lakes in Ashland, Price, and Iron County. Other than that, that's all I got for fisheries.
Well, when you shock creeks, though, you just go in there with waders.
Yeah, we go within waders. We do that during the day,
Okay.
but that's only about 6 to 8 inches deep a lot of times. And the water's a lot cooler.
Yeah.
You know, we're mainly targeting trout, so we're looking at that 50 to 60 degree water temps, so we can generate enough electricity with a backpack to effectively shock a fish in the streams. So, and there was a good number of trout in Devil's Creek this year. More than we thought there'd be with the lower water. We thought they'd all be. We have a state fisheries area right in Mellon there, right on the backside. So we have a annual station we do there, and then we do another one off of Lake Road. And a lot of times those fish down by our fisheries area will run up to the Lake Road area where it's cooler and where Baloo Creek dumps in. And this year they were scattered throughout the entire system.
Oh.
And we do have beaver activity in Baloo, so we're having our aphis trapper go in there and eliminate those dams and beaver there.
Oh, okay. There's some beaver that are pretty active right by the Columbia Forest Products in Bad River also once. unless they trapped them out of there, yeah. I
we
know last
did,
year was bad.
we did tell him about that. I think he
No.
did get a few out of there.
Okay,
So, we have a plane that goes up every month to monitor beaver activity, so
okay,
wherever it's the worst is where he goes to.
oh, okay. Do we have any other questions? Do you have anything else?
No, that'd be it. I'll come back and after we're done with fall shocking and stocking, I'll come back and
Let us know.
update you guys on that, yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
That was a very good report.
Yeah, thank you. So, we know that, so then next would be wildlife. Jenna here, does she have a good?
Nope.
Okay, so we'll skip that one. Okay, so, next is forestry. Define.
Hey, in our monthly report for September, for fire suppression throughout the summer, and early spring, as opportunities arise, the Wisconsin DNR has been sending out crews out west and up into Canada to assist with suppression efforts. And then recently locally, there, Garrett Lockheed, the forest ranger that was stationed up in Mellon, he has transferred to Boscobel. So now we have the technician and the forester ranger position is currently vacant. There'll be a recruitment by this coming spring. All right, Ryan.
Yeah, we have a lateral transfer opportunity here in the next couple weeks, but in all likelihood, we will be more successful in the open release, which will be occurring late winter, early spring.
So you probably won't see those positions probably won't be filled until the spring. So I'll probably be the only one up there for now. So with that vacancy, if there's any suppression needs, they'll be filled with by flexing resources out of the Mercer and Washburn offices. We also have Andy O'Barrow, he was the technician full-time before he retired a couple of years ago. He's working there as an LTE, so when he's on duty, he can handle calls for fire as they arise. Is your busiest time of the year in the spring?
Generally, there might be some drier periods in the fall where fire weather conditions have to be monitored and staffing levels will be in place as needed, so. DNR County Forest Time Standards, with the new fiscal year taking effect on July 1st. We're starting over with an 848-hour time commitment to the Ashland County Forest. So far, we have just under 250 hours completed. That's comprised mostly of sale establishment and recon work. We've completed a 120-acre sale for this upcoming bid opening along Trot Road. And we're currently have one in progress off of Masterson Fire Lane. Our partnership meeting with the Ashland County is scheduled for Tuesday, September 16th at 9 o'clock. For the Forest Wildlife Habitat Improvement Program, which is also formerly known as like nickel an acre. The state legislature in the recent budget addressed this. What this is, it's a grant funding provided to counties with lands enrolled in the county forest law for wildlife habitat improvements, development, maintenance, and planning on county forest land. This program is administered by the Bureau of Wildlife. And in recent
action, if that funding will increase from 5 cents an acre to 10 cents an acre. Forest certification. This year's audit took place in Lincoln, Langley, Taylor, and Clark counties. Again, we had another, for the third year in a row, we had a clean audit. There were no cars or OFIs. Next year's audit will take place the week of August 3rd through the 7th. And that'll occur in Douglas, Bayfield, Iron, and Ashland County. And what I distributed to you, the Council on Forestry for the period 2023-24, that report has been published. It's a report directed from the state statute, and it provides an overview of the state's status of the state's forest resources and forest industry, along with a summary of council activities over the 2-year period, including recommendation to support the continued sustainable management of Wisconsin's forest resources and forest-based industries. And I gave you a hard copy of the report, and there's also a link to the website. You can also find it online. So, any questions? Or
No questions.
okay,
Thank you very much. So, next would be, no meal ATV report. There, okay. Well, we did a lot of work this summer. I'm gonna kind of break it down in areas, in the Ashland area, the Black Club. We got the trail rerouted around the property that we had access to work with DOT. We're gonna run part of the trail along the right of way of Highway 112. And they came up and we worked for them. They granted us permission on that. There's gonna be a trail reroute off of the Tri-County, going down some roads and some power lines. That's been approved. In the Mellon area, by the hill property, we worked with trail coming onto a road where the steep incline coming up, the groomer operators could not see across the road when they come up, their headlights be pointing towards the sky. We'll kind of level that all off. Behind the Ponderosa in that hilly area that was all washed out. That was all been bulldozed and graded, and we put ditch lines in there and stuff for better drainage so it doesn't keep washing it away. Went down towards Glidden area by 351, where the trail comes down there. There are several large holes in that area. We filled that all in. Graded that and put some drainage ditches around there so it doesn't get washed out. They get beat up pretty hard with ATVs and UTVs on that corner. Down by the Peaksville Road approach, we took and redid the ramps there, the same thing, the approaches to the road, because when the groomer operator came up, it was unsafe, you couldn't see down the roads and stuff, all been redone. We did work with the Forest Service. We're working with Natalie, Lukoski, I think her name is, on the top of Brad. They did give us, they gave us 75 yards, they purchased it actually, 75 yards of gravel. We put that on the trail by the Dead Horse, down by GG, we spread it all out. They did a lot of work brushing, the Forest Service did brushing the Dead Horse, but when we had that high winds, there was a lot of big trees that blew over, they cleared that all out. The Forest Service is also going to fix the trail between County Line 181 and 351. There's several large holes in there. One hole is probably at least 5 feet deep. And that's, they gravelled from 351 going north, and they gravelled from 181 going south, but the middle was never gravel. So that's where it's all ripped up. So that's gonna get done yet this fall. The contractor, well, Freddie Bile is gonna be doing that one. He's gotta split that cost up in 2 different things, but I talked to Fred and he said, yes, that's gonna get completed. The bridge over Dragon Creek, we still have to get that removed. We're gonna have to talk to Chris, we'll have to go over with that. The Snow Council approved the bridge over, that's on the Joma property to get replaced. So that course, that won't be till probably 2026. So once we get that grant in. We just received information, the bridge over Butternut Creek here in town, that is gonna be installed this fall. So that's a good thing, that'll get done. I have to say, we to work with Brittany Weisbrenner or whatever, the GIS up in Ashland County. She pinpointed all the bridges on the trail systems. She probably got 70% of it done, that's correct. But now I have to sit down with Chris, she gave me, I wanna identify the landowners or landowners if there's more than multiple. So we can make sure our records are up to date on that, cause I have no clue. You know, I can look on what I have, but I don't know what the date, who owns it now, so well, someday I'm gonna have to come down and talk with you, Chris, and I'll bring that list and we'll sit down and figure that out. The Alliance did apply for 2 grants, we did one for Enbridge for 50,000, and we did another one for the Polaris app one for 10,000. Our plan is that if we get any money, last year we applied for Enbridge for 50, and we got 20. So we did receive 1 acre of land on Hillcrest Road that was donated to the Ashland County Snowmobile Alliance for a new rumor shed. That's been cleared off. So this money is all going to be forwarded to building the shed. That's what we're gonna use that for. That's our main goal for that. We still have some trail work to do down here at the top of town, that along Cemetery Road there. We gotta figure that all out. That should be the last part of the dirt work portion that we've done. But so far, I did a quick estimate this morning. I'm thinking the Alliance has spent probably between $12,000 to $15,000 already on material and equipment rentals, and I just on fill work. And that's just dirt work, you know, and there's more to do. We have to do this down here. I don't know what that's gonna look like. And again, you know, it's club members, it's far and few between. I mean, trying to get people to volunteer to help, and it's hard, you know. In summertime, it's very hard to get people to help do anything, so. We have a lot of work yet to do for our signage and brushing. I have to get some signage up on the dead horse yet. So, you know, it's a work in progress. We keep cracking away at it. And the Alliance also did purchase E&O insurance for the directors and the officers. Well, just to cover, because we're a nonprofit. In case somebody, Dave, we're over the, somebody gets too happy, you know, we don't wanna lose what we have, so. Other than that, yeah, it's ongoing, every day there's something going on, so. Hopefully, we can get the bridge finalized, all that bridge where that is, and get the permit for the one on the Jomo property, and we keep continuing on them, so. Oh, and I did talk to, there's a new landowner on the Bachman property. I talked to him the other day. He is okay with us keeping that trail through there, going up to High Bridge, which I'm glad, because otherwise I wouldn't know how I would even think about reloading that, so I'm gonna meet up with him probably this week or sometime next week. And have him sign the easement paperwork and stuff like that, so.
The Dryden Frick one, you guys, I heard you guys are gonna put it like right next to the state highway.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
talked,
now.
I talked to the DOT, I had the DOT people there, and we actually, Kelly Sharp and Dennis, Jeff Crom and I met them down there. We wanted, one of the bridges isn't long enough to go right next to that,
Okay.
so. I tried to talk, convince them if I could run, because that's a box bridge. They won't let us go outside that guardrail and stuff like that, so we are tentatively, we're gonna have to go down Gordon Lake Road this year. Matt Rudnick said we could put that bridge over on his property, but once we remove that bridge, it would get us also part of Long Lake Road. But we have to make sure that bridge, once we take it and move it, we gotta make sure it's good for 10 years, so we won't get no funding doing the repairs of it, so.
Right.
But eventually down the road. I talked with the DOT people, and we can put in for a bridge to the snow council. To run parallel with the highway, but then it's on the highway right away. Now you got the county involved, the highway involved. It's gonna be a future thing to look at. Plus that bridge will probably have to be, oh, I'm guessing well over 100 feet, so. So, yeah. But that would also get us, we're gonna lose probably 8-10 miles of trail right now at the route we have to take, so if we can open that back up. Plus open the other one, we'll add mileage to our trail systems, which more mileage, we get more money for grooming, so. Yeah, So, yeah, sounds like you're busy. Well,
Do you get paid by the mile of trail? Then how much do you get paid?
for grooming,
Yeah,
the county gets $62,000 per year,
per year.
period. And that's for grooming, dirt work, bulldozing, gravel, brushing, signage, everything. Which we need to add, and that's why I'm trying to figure out a way to add more miles to our trail system, because more miles, we get more money. And I know the Stone Council was talking about jacking the rate up. I think it's at 350. I know they're talking about jacking that up, because if we get a good snow, like right now, if we get a good snow, we're probably gonna run out of money, room, if we have one of the good snow days. So. But. We just spent, buy signs at $5,000 and have posts, that's, everything is. Money. Yeah, money. Everything's going up too. Yes. You still got quite a few volunteers in for those groups? No. They don't like they used to be, huh? No, not like they used to be, no. I depend a lot on Tom down here in Butternut and Pat Schweinbeck's down here in Butternut and over in the Clam Lake area, I got Rich Ruckama over there. Glidden, I got Jeff Cron and Bob Myhouse, and Mellon area, I got Kevin Yeager and myself, and Ashland area, basically it's Mike Lieber, Oh, wow. So, yeah, so we're slow, we don't have a lot of people for covering the mileage we have to take care of. It's a lot of miles, yeah. So, any other questions? No? Well, thanks for your report. Yep. So, next we'll go on. Discussion with action items, so, we have a administrator's update. And
Yeah, so the first item on there is our annual report. Hopefully everybody had a chance to look at it. The annual report really doesn't change a lot year to year. It's a summation of the work that we do over the course of the year, so we basically do a lot of the same work year after year after year, so a lot doesn't change. But there's some information in the middle of the report. The most important being timber sale revenue. So last year we did almost $590,000 in gross revenue. 10% of that goes to the towns, 20% of that goes into a severance tax. If we have any outstanding debt with the state, we pay that back through the timber revenue. So you can see there's a breakdown of $59,000 that went back to the towns, $20,000 that went back to the state. We give the town of Gordon 1/2 of 1%. They maintain a piece of road that's very important to get timber out of the county forest. So the town of Gordon got just short of $3,000, and it left a net timber sale revenue of $507,585. And then there's a breakdown in there too that shows the 4 townships that have county forest property and what their 10% share was of the revenue. That's the important page in the annual report. There's also bid summaries that we include in there. That'll show what we sold for each of our bid openings, and then there's a breakdown of species and contractors who did the logging on the county forest. So that's the annual report. I guess I'll take if anybody has any questions. Otherwise, I would ask that the committee accept that report and refer to the county board. Yes, sir.
How does this compare to last year?
I don't remember off the top of my head. It was more.
It was more.
Last year, I think we did 4.25. The year before, 23.
Okay, I had another question. It was very helpful to have a paper copy of this, because if you start reading it I can't fathom that anymore. I have one question as far as, what your workload consists of. You had continually working with the Schwamigan School District on their school forest timber sales. What does that mean?
It means we continue to work with the Schwab.
Yeah, but but what is it? Is it property?
It's property it's property that the school district owns both in Ashland and Price County. And 3 or 4 years ago, we've established a timber sale forum. It was the second round of timber sales we set up for the school district. And we just now completed that, a couple weeks ago. The rest of it finally got cut and hauled.
So some of that's on price selling too, right?
Correct. Yep.
Is there any obligation from the money you guys give to we give to the towns?
I wish.
I'll make you honest, I can go there and
Well,
try.
So essentially what it boils down to is a payment in lieu of taxes.
Well, I get that,
But we would like to see it obviously put back into the roads in the county forest.
yeah, it's. I'll do what I can, but our board's kinda taking a dump up there, so
Yeah, and
I'll go and try. I'll tell them we gotta give them something, because it was $24,000 or whatever you gave to Jacobs in May.
And we also buy them culverts too. We also allow them to have permitted pits on the county forest.
You know,
I mean, we're doing what we can to try to encourage it. But the last 10 years, we've really seen a downward trend in maintenance from all the towns, not just
Well,
Jacobs, but all the towns.
that I deal with.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, this is back when Matt Schultz was here. He told them go anywhere and build a gravel pit. And they built one.
Right,
I mean, they got another one, but they won't pay to get it surveyed.
right.
Okay, I'll go see what I can do.
I appreciate it.
If nothing else, I'll irritate some more people.
I appreciate that.
You know, this has been an issue since I've been on the board. The towns just like to get the money,
Mhm.
but don't realize that the intention was that they would spend it on the roads.
Yeah.
And they're always coming back and they're asking for more, which, you know, 1 year we had $1 million in revenue, they got more.
And like Chris says, it depends on sometimes the stumpage money that a person will bid on, that's how crappy the road is to get.
Absolutely.
And if it's right next to like county end, well, you get more because they gotta bounce and wreck their stuff going in and out.
Right.
But Chris is right, all of the towns seem to, the roads in the county forest need to be graded once in a while, and they do, but.
You also have to have something to grade.
Yes, and most of them are down to just the
It's
very.
not the crew's fault, it's the boards, they don't spend money. You know, the crew goes out, tries, and all they do is pull up rocks, and then they gotta go pull the rocks off, so.
so this will be brought up at the annual meeting, then to the full county board.
Well, we're going to you guys need to accept it and move it to the full county board, because they need the full county board to accept it as well.
So, but that'll be at the annual meeting, like in October, at the end of
It'll
October.
be at the next county board meeting.
I make a motion that we approve this as presented.
I second it.
Okay, motion been made, by Bill, seconded by Gary to approve this. Do you want to amend to go to the county board?
Correct.
And to go to the front of the county board. There, you know. Do we have roll call vote on that?
And
Well, roll call vote on that.
as far as I know, the next county board meeting is September 16th.
Yeah, that's what I got.
And it'll depend on how much they have on their agenda. In some years in the past, it's gotten moved back another month just because it's budget time and there's a lot of stuff on there. So.
So in favor, yeah, so we'll roll call votes. Gary Hager.
Yes.
Bill Santana.
Yes.
Rich
I mean,
Hoover,
that's
yes. So, motion passed.
Okay, so the next item is the 26 work plan. It kind of follows in step with the annual report. This lays out what we're going to plan on working on next year. And again, a lot of it doesn't change from year to year because we do a lot of the same stuff from year to year. But if we get other projects that come up and we put them on the list so everybody's aware of what we're doing. The important page on the work plan is the front page. And that lays out the property, the timber that we're going to examine and make a determination if it needs to be harvested in 2026. So according to our cutting schedule, there's roughly almost 2,100 acres of county forest land that needs to be reconned. And a decision made on whether or not we're going to establish timber sales there. The bulk of that being northern hardwoods at 1,500 acres. And then there's a breakout of the other acreage that and timber types that we'll be looking at over the course of the next year and potentially establishing timber sales on. Not all of it will have timber sales established on it. Some of it will get moved back. It might get moved back 2 years. It might get moved back 10 years, but we'll make that determination. Tom and Dan will make that determination after they go out and cruise the property and do the recon work on it. And so again, this, like the annual report, I would ask that the committee accept this and move it to county board for county board approval as well. And I'll answer any questions anybody has.
When you do the work, do you wait till the leaves come off?
It
Do the recon work?
It depends. It depends on the stand. It depends on the location in the forest. Typically, we try to save leaf off for marking. Because you need to be able to see the whole stem when you're marking the stand and establishing a timber sale. So a lot of our recon work will be done with leaf on.
And this doesn't change too much from year to year.
No, this is fairly similar year to year. What changes is the acreage that we look at and the timber type that we look at on an annual basis. The rest of it is basically just a list of, you know, our day-to-day work that we're doing.
Yeah.
In the forestry department, so it doesn't change a lot. Unless we get a specific project and then we'll add that to the list and take it off the list when it's completed.
Okay.
Do you have it so that you have like an average of so many acres per year to be harvested?
So
Is that,
the state has developed a database for us that maintains all of our stand information and it generates a cutting schedule for us on an annual basis, and it falls within a certain range, typically anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 acres, depending on what's scheduled to come up. This is a little bit more than 2,000 acres. We've had years that have been less than 1,000 acres, but it kind of falls within that 1,000 to 2,000 acres per year that we're looking at. And that's driven by a variety of factors. What was cut the last time, what was left the last time, any natural disaster type wind events or snow events that have happened since then. All that gets factored into that schedule generation. And then the time frame that we want to set between the last time we looked at it and the next time that we looked at it.
does the price of timber have anything to do with it?
Nope. We establish it based on the need of the forest.
No matter what it's sold. That's the highest bidder.
It sells to the highest bidder, and you know, in my time since I've been here, we were getting $55 a cord for hardwood pulp. Now we're getting $22 a cord for hardwood pulp. So our management decision is never driven by the dollars and cents. It's driven by what the woods needs. We want to continue to grow timber in perpetuity, so we need to stay on top of that.
When this comes to the county board, are you going to be available that day?
That's my plan.
I make a motion that we forward this, adopt this and forward it to the full county board at the next meeting.
Motion by Joe to adopt this, move to the county board to do also. And second, Gary, all in favor, so by saying aye. Aye. Hold same sign. You hearing none, motion approved.
The next item is a resolution for variable acreage share loan. This is a loan we take from the state every year. It becomes part of our budget money. We use it for road and trail maintenance. We use it for wildlife habitat work. We borrow 50 cents an acre from the state, and then we pay that back. As you remember, on the annual report, there was the 20% payment that went to the state. That's partially paying this back. This is something that we do every year. So I'd ask that you guys pass this resolution so I can take it to the full board and get it passed there as well.
Any question?
I have a question. Is the dollar amount, similar to the previous years?
It's the same every year unless we add property to the county forest.
Okay, what is that amount?
It's whatever 20 times 40 would be, or 50 times 40. It's like,
200,000,
no, it's like $2,600.
oh, 26,
Yeah,
No, up to 50 cents too.
yeah.
No, okay.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay, Gary makes a motion to accept this and forward it to the board.
I will second that motion.
And Bill seconded it, so all in favor, signify by saying aye,
Aye.
pose same sign. In hearing none, motion carried.
The last action item is an annual snowmobile trail resolution. Here, something we do on an annual basis, giving. It basically gives the county permission to participate in the state grant program. It allows me to sign documents to that effect. So I would ask that we pass that resolution and send it to the full board.
I make a motion that we pass this resolution and forward it to the full county board.
Okay, motion by Bill to approve this and pass it to the following board. Second. Second by Ian. So Mary, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Hearing none, motion carried.
That was the last action item. Thank you for dealing with those issues. I do have some information to share with the committee. You'll recall early in the year, we talked about dredging at Second Landing. That permit's been submitted for a while now. It's passed the DNRs. The timeframe the DNR had to review it has passed. They didn't ask for any more information after we submitted it. They're gonna do, and I don't know, it might have been done already, what they call a class 1 notification in the paper. I'll let everybody know, and they send letters out to all the adjacent landowners to let the adjacent landowners know. Then there's it's either a 30-day or 60-day comment period. At the end of that comment period, if they don't receive any comments, they'll make a decision and either issue or deny the permit. So we're in the waiting period now for the DNR to do their public comment and potentially have a public hearing if they get enough comment, but if they don't get enough comment, they'll just make a decision based on that on the backside. So I would think we'd be hearing about that in the next 30 days.
If this is approved, when would the work be actually done?
So my initial hope was to do it yet this fall, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be next spring. I applied for a waiver from the state to be able to do it this fall. They have a construction pause in the fall normally, for spawning reasons. But they gave us an exemption to be able to try to complete it yet this fall. So it'll all depend on the timing of when the state issues the permit and when the Corps of Engineers issues their permit. My understanding is the Corps goes hand in hand with the state though. So if the state issues the permit, the Corps will accept that and issue a permit. But I don't know what their timing will be to do that. I'm thinking it'll probably be next spring before we actually do it.
How long will that dredging last then?
Well, it's been 25 years since the landing was built and it was done at that time.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that we'll get at least 20 years out of it. There's maybe an opportunity to make some modifications to the facility to cut down on the siltation within the bowl and the landing, but that would cost a lot of money to do that too. That would have to all be engineered and stuff.
No.
So I'm assuming we'll get at least another 20 years out of it.
No.
And if we get some snow in the winter, that will help come springtime to bring the water levels up in the lake. Which has obviously played a part, but the landing needs to be dredged.
You want it?
Yeah, just, do we have an idea of what this is costing and are we paying for it?
So as of right now, it's cost about $1,200 for the permit application. Everybody, all the contractors that we spoke with about providing a quote for the service did not want to give a quote until we had the permit, because the permit may spell out how things have to be done, which could affect the way they quote the job. My guess right now, based on those initial conversations, is we're gonna be somewhere in that $50,000 to $100,000 range to just do the bowl of the boat landing, but we don't have anything concrete on that. My understanding is there's not any grant money available to do boat landing dredging maintenance. If we were doing a brand new build or a renovation project, then they would help possibly fund some of that dredging, but because it's simply a maintenance dredging, there's no money, grant money available. Mary McFetridge believes that there is money available, so I've been back and forth in communication with her, trying to figure that out. But as of right now, I'm unaware, not aware of any monies that would be available
So would it come out of the forestry budget? Your budget?
if we put it in the budget.
But, well, that's my concern is,
I understand.
yeah, because the county board, we want to talk about it. The concern that I've been hearing is that the rest of the lake is so low that once they get out past the landing, they're still in low water.
Yes,
And the concern is if we get big winds, are we gonna just blow that silt back into the landing area?
Well, the silt's gonna push back into the landing unless we make a mechanical block to stop that from happening.
Right.
And that would be another, big expensive project that would have to be, again, permitted and would have to be engineered and designed. But yeah, that's an obvious issue. I mean, that's how we ended up here to start with. In our original look at doing the dredging was maybe dredging a channel from the mouth of the safe harbor to deeper water, but that got into engineering, and that also got contractors also don't do that because that'll be gone in a year.
Yeah.
So you would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that, and it would just be gone after the first couple big storms.
Yeah, I think the county would wanna just have some sense of, is it a budgetable item, or if it's coming out of forestry, then obviously it takes money away from your department too.
Correct.
Is there a way?
I'm hoping to have an answer to that with a couple more items.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
If we don't get the grant, are we still going to do this?
I don't know. That'll be up to you guys
County
to
board.
decide. County board will have to make.
Forestry County Board then?
Is everybody getting along out there by the landing these days, or is
It seems like it has improved.
Ours come up a little bit, Gary. You can pull out of there, but like Chris was saying, once you get out of the.
No, I'm talking about landowners around
Oh.
everybody getting along
Oh,
around that.
yeah.
My only concern is the tribe.
Yeah.
That's what.
There was significant resistance 25 years ago when the landing was built
Right.
from the tribe.
Mm.
And so I'm assuming that they're gonna have something, they're gonna have a comment, or whatever that means.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of comment.
Although they use that landing quite a bit as well, so. It's gonna be one of those, who's gonna be the loudest?
That may, no offense, but that may be a source of revenue.
No, I don't think you can do that. Take
You
a
mean
landing
tap the
time?
tribe for some help?
We could maybe ask the tribe. We have a tribal,
Okay.
work group. Although right now we're kind of on hold waiting to see who the chairman may or may not be.
The worst they'll say is no.
That's right,
Okay.
Yep.
and if they're using it. Might also be an Enbridge thing.
I just wonder if they have a better chance of getting money than we do. Grant money or funding.
But on the grant money side, this is just my understanding is it's just not available. There's not any grant programs out there that provide maintenance dollars for dredging. They want to put it all into development dollars. They want to develop new boat landings and dredge new landings, so they're not putting any money into the maintenance side of things.
To Gary's point, my cousin is like the PR guy for the Ashland area for Enbridge. I could talk to him and see if his boss would have any. I mean, what, you guys got like $1 or what? This is being cost? Or like
Yes, they are.
ballpark?
My guess is it's gonna be somewhere between 50 and 100,000.
I can ask him, he can
So is this?
pass that up and see.
Yeah, I can talk to Michelle too, but we have to be really careful.
There.
Because the county can't get too politically involved with Enbridge. at this point until they get their permits. Once the permits are issued finally, then we, as a county, we can get more involved. Right now, we're playing a political hot
Sure.
potato here. We're trying to maintain relationships.
Right, when's their hearing down in Madison? That's the next one, isn't it?
Well, they had a 60-day period, and that's gotta be coming almost close to the end. Once that 60-day court
Sure,
thing is done, the hearings have been ongoing.
right,
They're the one in Ashland and one
yeah,
also. Once those permits are issued, then that'll take a lot of pressure off us.
well, I can unofficially talk to
Right.
Greg. And see if I can unofficially talk to him.
I talk to Michelle and Embrek all the time. I told her that I can't publicly make any comments because I can't speak for a county. Um, and because we have the pride, that's sure, they'll get,
All right, okay. We'll get into that.
right? They offered them 30 million, they said, no, we take some of it.
But that's supposed to be, resolved by late fall, right? That Enbridge line is gonna go through
It's supposed to,
this year yet. I
yeah,
think.
we were hoping that,
Okay, so,
He told me they have $1, and I have an agreement that.
Right.
They will drive and everything, so
yeah.
that's unofficial too. Anyway, we got sidetracked.
yeah,
So if anybody doesn't have any more dredging questions, the next item, currently revenue is at just over $390,000. That has been billed and received so far this year. Things are kind of quiet right now. But as we go into the fall, logging will ramp up, and as we get closer to freeze up, obviously we'll see a lot more activity there. The next item, bear season started today. So we'll be busy for the next couple weeks chasing dogs around the woods and making sure our gates aren't being vandalized and the roads aren't being torn up. So if you need us, that's what we'll be doing. The last item to update the committee on, kind of can circle back to the whole dredging permit costs. Ashland County has carbon credits that have gone to market. None have been sold yet. Anu had a meeting with a potential customer last week. I have not heard the results of that meeting. I had to provide a bunch of information for them to try to sell our carbon to that customer, but I have not heard anything yet. But they are actively marketing our credits. They are significantly motivated because if they sell our credits, they get to recoup their costs, which they have not done yet.
Who's marketing?
Anu,
New.
the company is called Anu. And so that just happened within the last 3 weeks that our credits were finally approved and were taken to market. And it kind of happened quickly that they got a meeting with a potential buyer. But like I said, I haven't heard anything yet. But from what I understand and talking to other counties, anybody who has costs outstanding, Anu is throwing all their marketing efforts behind those credits. So our credits should be at the top of the heap being marketed right now.
that's a good thing.
And that's all the information I have unless anybody has any other questions.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I'm Gary Vanderweiss. I reside here in the village. I had 20+ years with the state and 20+ years with the federal government on military lands that forester. But one thing when it came to that dredging issue, possible source, both National Guard units, the engineering units, as well as reserve units, do community projects, and that might be one source to check with. It could be their 2-week annual training. It could be several weekends, a weekend per month type of thing. But I would suggest if you have any contacts, check with the Wisconsin National Guard or the U.S. Army Reserve, especially their engineering units.
It's a good point, because I think the one in Ashland is an engineering unit.
Good, thanks. Anything else that you?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Will.
I see, we got some buckthorn. I asked, I don't know what it looks like, I might see it, but I don't know. Tommy got a small one. I would, if I seen this in the woods or along the road, I wouldn't know what the heck it was. I guess when they get their berries and stuff, I'd like to see one, a bigger one with the berries on. You know, I don't know what time of year is the best to do that.
Well,
But,
we try to keep all our buckthorn that size in the county forest.
okay,
So finding bigger ones in the county forest might be a challenge,
okay,
but we could probably find a yard specimen.
that would work. But as, you know, to me, this doesn't seem dangerous. But the thing is, if it keeps multiplying, then I can see it being a problem. But like I say, I wouldn't have known what this was.
Dan has a question.
Pardon me?
Dan has a question.
Oh, well, go ahead, Dan.
Bill, I have a ton of buckthorn in my backyard. I'll get you some.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Good, okay.
Problem with that bill is that
Bring it to the county board meeting.
problem with that bill is that it takes over the area, doesn't let anything else grow back, so I accept
That's
more of that.
It'll come back so thick you can't walk through it.
Oh,
I know southern Wisconsin, it's out of control down there and it's literally walls of that.
You usually spray in the spring.
Well, wait, there's a couple different methods. You can either cut it and stump treat it or do a herbicide that defoliates it.
But that's done in the spring.
Well, wait till it leaves out and then spray it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But if we find it, we cut it and spray it right away.
yeah.
No matter the time of year.
It's really easy to find in the fall once all leaves because it will be the last one holding its leaves on. So you can be driving down the road and it'll be this bright green shrub out there in the wood and you go out and find it and about this time of the year, another couple weeks, we'll actually just throw a jug of herbicide in a saw in the truck. And you're driving around, you make note of it, you cut it down, spray it, and then we come back and mark it down.
I mean, some of the stuff has gotten as big as what, 6-8 inches?
It can, yeah, it can
Yeah.
get decent size.
Stick.
Small tree.
Yeah,
Aren't they dredging the bay right now? I thought I seen a dredge out there a couple weeks ago in the bay. Or was that something else?
My understanding is lots of people on the bay were trying to do dredging projects this summer and this fall because everybody is obviously dealing with the same low water
Oh, okay.
conditions, so. There's been work going on, it all depends on how long it took you to get your permit, how far ahead of the permit game you were.
I was out there fishing a couple weeks ago and I think that dredge has something to do with the city water supply.
Oh, okay.
That's where it was
Or
going.
the discharge or something.
Just, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so, let's see. Let's see, are we done with everything?
That's everything I had, unless anybody has any more questions.
Okay, any more questions then for anybody? No? So if nothing else, then we got public comment for the action from the comprehensive plan. Anybody have anything for the comprehensive plan? No? Okay, so hearing none, we'll move on then. So next is the schedule, next meeting, November 5th. 2025, same time, 9:30.
Yeah, I don't anticipate any needs for a meeting in October, that doesn't mean we won't have needs for a meeting in October, but right now I don't anticipate
November.
a need to have it.
Okay. So you got November on there.
Correct, yep,
So,
yep.
The 5th of November, I'm gonna be in Arizona. I
I'll
don't
bring donuts to that meeting. I'll bring donuts to that meeting now.
Okay, you wanna schedule the meeting for a different day or want to schedule it to the next Wednesday?
What's the pleasure of?
I leave it up to the committee, the department will meet whenever the committee decides they wanna meet.
Okay. That far out, I don't even know, I don't have a calendar.
Oh, here.
But I mean.
Take one like this with you.
I got one at home like that, but I mean, I didn't bring it with me. so-
Okay, but the 12th is the next Wednesday of the month. In November, but if you have a meeting in October, there's no problem,
Right,
because then we probably won't have a meeting in November.
correct.
We have it in December,
We will have one in December for sure, cause that's bid opening.
Then, okay,
so that would be. First Wednesday of the month,
Correct.
so that would be the 3rd of December.
Do we need one in November?
As of right now, we do not need one. I guess it's more of a placeholder, so everybody has it in mind that something may come up between now and then. We need to have a meeting,
Why don't we just pencil in for the fifth, and then if we don't need anything, we
just go to December,
December.
Yeah,
because we have gone 3 months in between meetings prior.
okay. But you're gonna be gone,
Yeah,
so did we
could be
want,
quieter.
Seems like it's time to have a meeting.
What we're shooting for.
No, I'm kind of concerned that we had 3 out of the 5 members here today and we had run across the problem before because,
yeah,
that is, forum, but then Gary was here, so that took care of it, but.
Well, I agree with what Gary said. We pencil in the 5th, and then if there's no reason to have one, we'll just push out to December.
That's.
that's all.
3rd of December.
Just remember, Bill, I have a pretty long drive.
That'd be December.
December 30th.
3rd, or December 3rd.
Bill gotta get great pay.
Yeah.
Come on. He didn't even bring his calendar.
I gotta wait for my stuff on my calendar. I'm into too many things, but. Okay, so
Is there a certain thing that we'd like to bring up at the next meeting? Well, can we put something on the agenda if we have a desire to do that?
We'll bid opening.
The bid opening will be the December meeting for sure.
Okay,
If there's anything else you'd like to put on the agenda, just you have to give it to chairman.
Buckthorn training or
yeah.
something.
butternut thing.
Now, if you really want to learn about garlic mustard and buckthorn next spring, we'll be going out and doing our week-long project of eradicating buckthorn and garlic mustard, and you're more than welcome to attend them too.
is that garlic mustard, does that get like about yay high?
Not typically about 2 feet,
Oh, okay.
30 inches.
What's this stuff along the road that you see that's about this high?
Person probably.
Grass.
Oh,
You're a farmer, Bill, you know.
grass, it's not grass, no, it's I see some stuff along the bridges and stuff, but it's about yay high. I don't know
From the
what's that,
floor of the table,
pardon me,
from the floor of the table.
from the floor,
Okay.
from the floor, it's about that high.
This is probably parsnip. Or greens and lace.
That's all white.
Is that just kind of a weed?
We never looked at those even.
What are those?
Not if we want to, I mean.
June vouchers. July vouchers. August vouchers. You take a look at each one of them.
That's pretty similar.
Yeah, I imagine.
How far are we on schedule with our budget? Are we higher, lower?
I couldn't tell you. Lower.
Or,
I have nothing to do with the budget. I just pay bills.
okay,
When I was putting budget numbers together a month ago, it was lower than
okay,
year prior, but I mean, that's a snapshot in time that can change relatively quickly too.
Did we ever get our equipment then? Like,
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
okay.
The wheeler is outside, you can look at.
Oh, okay.
We brought it down so everybody can take a look at that, and last week we received our new radios and they were all installed.
Oh,
Those were our 2 projects, capital projects for this year.
oh, okay,
I don't have a bill on the radios yet, but they're all here installed.
okay.
Wheeler's across the street.
It's right outside the door here.
Is it everything you expected or?
It was way more than I expected.
Oh, yeah, really? Oh, okay, well, that's good.
You didn't see that white thing sitting out there when you walked in?
I was too busy just trying to walk.
I don't drive around so much either, so.
Look right there outside the door.
Did you see it?
No, I got, no. No, I'm gonna have surgery on my eyes here pretty soon.
You better.
But I probably might have the surgery, so.
You could kind of do, look at the budget.
So.
Well, it does look really nice, the nice go, you know.
Yeah, it turned out really well. It's gonna be a nice list. I didn't realize that a lot of that stuff even existed for four wheelers, so
Oh, well, they got a lot of stuff now.
It's a little pickup,
it is.
It's nice
It
with
really
under
is.
pickups.
Four-seater Can-Am, one of them big defenders,
Yeah.
$43,000.
Oh, and then something.
So how often do you cut the, like, second landing and what are you responsible to mow or maintain? Is there certain things or,
So, to second landing specifically, or
no, is
in general?
is there other sites?
So the two that we made, the office here,
Right,
and then second landing are the two main ones. The boat club takes care of that boat landing in Ashland behind Antlers all.
but like by Mellon there at,
Oh,
we don't, who does that?
the local lake associations or local users. We had people mowing a couple of our campsites in the county forest this summer that it's never been done before.
Oh,
I'm assuming- Yeah, well, they've just gone out and done it. I'm assuming they were gonna camp there, so they wanted to help cut down on the bugs and stuff.
Well, that's good though.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done a really nice job. It looks really good.
Yeah. Is there anything else, or do we want to adjourn here pretty soon?
Do we need to do anything with the vouchers?
Do not.
No,
Do we have to sign any of these?
You do not.
Okay.
I'll make the motion that.
Okay, motion by Gary to adjourn. Need a second,
I'll second it.
second by Bill, all in favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, hearing none. Meeting's adjourned. Thanks, everybody, for coming and all your input.